Hello everyone and welcome to Retro Dad Modern Lad. So today's video we're going to be talking about my recent discovery for Tomb Raider Sega Saturn. So as people all know, I've recently been testing Sega Saturn games for keyboard compatibility, and one of my favourite games for the Sega Saturn is Tomb Raider. Now unfortunately when I tested the Japanese version and also the US version, it became apparent that they didn't work with the keyboard. Despite being disappointed, I decided to try the PAL version as it was the first ever version of Tomb Raider released and has a number of differences to the other region versions on the Sega Saturn. I have to admit I wasn't very hopeful, but I was able to move from the title screen to the main menu and select a game, but could Laura be controllable? Amazingly, the answer is yes. Keyboard support for Tomb Raider Sega Saturn is a PAL version exclusive. It doesn't work with the Japanese or the US version. I can't tell you how happy I was with this, as the PAL version is my favourite version of Tomb Raider for the Sega Saturn, as it's the one I've played since I got my Saturn in the 90s. So this got me thinking about the two early Tomb Raider Sega Saturn beta prototypes. These have versions of the levels from months before the game was released in Europe, and I can reveal both the June 1996 beta and also the August 1996 beta both work with the Sega Saturn keyboard, as you can see. However, I have also tested the October 1996 build of the game, which was from a month after the PAL release but a week before the US release, and this one does not work with the keyboard. And I've also tested the Japanese demo disc, which also does not work with the keyboard. This tells us that between the final PAL build released and the US release a month later, something in the game was changed. This isn't surprising, as we already knew improvements were made between the PAL and the US release to fix some bugs, glitches and make the missing secret accessible. So back to the PAL version, and I went to Laura's home to do some practicing with the keyboard, and the game controls really well using it. It does take a bit of time to get used to using the keyboard controls, but being able to hold forward with one finger while also using a separate finger to turn left or right can really allow for some great control. Keyboard buttons Z, X and C are used as the A, B and C buttons on the controller. A, S and D keys on the keyboard are controller buttons X, Y and Z, while the escape button on the keyboard is used as the start button. Using the keyboard to play the game also got me thinking if the game would work with the Sega Saturn mouse, and the answer is yes. Now it does not work with the Sega Saturn mouse and keyboard at the same time, but both of the accessories can be used separately. Now using the mouse is incredibly difficult, as you need to push the mouse forward to run and move it left or right to turn. Also, you only have the buttons A, B and C accessible on the mouse, so there's no roll, no slow walk, no move the camera or no sidestep moves. Completing Tomb Raider using the mouse could be the ultimate challenge for any hardcore players. So to finish off, here is some highlight clips of me playing through some of the different levels in Tomb Raider using the keyboard. Thanks for watching.
Nice.